Okay, what's up everyone? Today I'm going to be showing you guys a couple of ways of how to train repair if you're wanting to carnet. I currently on my last repair, so I'll just show you different options that you could do to train repair. The first one is build yourself some kind of long tunnel like this where the inside are your walls. So you can just come here, hit these 3 times depending on what kind of destruction you have, and I'll show you where to go afterwards. Let me just speedrun this. And once you do all that, make sure you have, if you have a rep set, use that. And basically what you're going to want to do is just have a lot of repair kits on you and some extra wood in case you break some walls. And you're just going to stand here and AFK swing. And then once that's done, you switch down. And once you're done with that, you just move on over. Okay, so just with that, that is one way of doing repair training, but this way is expensive with a lot of wood depending on how large you make it. You can make it really small and just re-hit a bunch of times and repair a bunch of times. It's all up to you on what size you want to do, but this way I found is not bad, especially if you don't have high repair like your first 3 or 4. It's not bad, and if you want more hits, you don't have to use a rep set, so you don't get the bonuses from them. So your repairing will be very low, so technically you get more hits, but there is overcapped XP for if you have a plus 50 set or plus 40 set for repair example. But that's it for now. I'll show you a couple different other ways of how to train repair. Okay, so here's the other way of training repair, or another example of it. This way can be a little cheaper depending if your tribe or area has a lot of large space, or you could put a bunch of chairs around. So basically what you do is you craft a bunch of chairs and you plop them down, and then you either have an alt or whatever account come around and hit all of them. You can hit them with your fist, your sword, your hammer, but basically you're going to hit them all and get them as low as possible without actually breaking the chair. So I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, once you have that all done, it's basically the same thing, rinse and repeat, where you're just going to be walking around here and you're going to AFK swing, and once one is done, you're going to move up and hit that chair, and then once that's repaired, just keep on moving and then do kind of like a snake pattern or whatever pattern you decide on, and just repair every single chair that is nearby. So here's a quick time lapse of that. Okay, as you can see, I finished up there. So basically that's all you do. Just make sure if you want to use an XP dish for this. But this one does acquire a little bit of more wood. As you can see, each thing costs 10. So kind of depending on what size you have, same as before, the more space you have, the more longer you can just have repairing XP going. But the more you're going to have to hit, and that costs more wood. So it's kind of up to you which one you decide to do. But I'm just showing you the options here. And then let's move on to the most annoying one, but the most best one in my opinion. Okay, so this is the most annoying-ish type, you're always going to be constantly moving, so it's not really like AFK-able, but you will be getting constant XP on your corner here. So you're going to need 2 accounts for this, so probably PC, laptop players, and a keyboard and mouse would be very nice, because dropping and picking up this kind of stuff is kind of a pain. But basically, all you're going to be doing is you have a full stack of 75 bone knuckles, because they're cheap to craft, they hit fast. So 75, that's exactly how much slots you have in your full inventory. So you will need to drop your gear and everything somewhere first moment while you're doing this, and you'll need 2 accounts, and you'll need, I would say, 3 to 4 walls and 3 to 4 stacks of bone knuckles. Each stack is around 750 bones and 150 silver to craft. So you do that, you craft however many you want. I'd say 2 to 3 is perfectly fine. And you have your corner, and you have an account that will be hitting and dropping all of these, correct? So make sure the walls that you built are also not with the account that you are going to be hitting with. Like for example, I built these walls with Willjum, and I'm not going to be hitting with Willjum, so they won't break instantly, right? So basically what this process is I'm going to be picking up 9 at a time, or a full inventory. For this example, I'll show you 9 at a time. So I'll pick up 9, right? I have 9 dusters in my inventory. I'll pick up all 9 of them, go through my keyboard, and each one of them gets 1 tap. So they are technically damaged, so you can repair them. And I just drop them right above. So I hit them and drop them right above, right? I pick up the next 9, I do the same thing over and over again. Kind of the same process. And then on your corner here, you eat an XP dish, or if you don't want one, it's fine, but I would just recommend having a lot of repair kits on here, and you just AFK swing right here, right? And with this account, you're just picking up 9, hitting, and dropping. So they are damaged 1 hit, which means they can be repaired, and that is XP towards your corner. So same thing over and over. For this example, I'll show you what it looks like to do with just 9, and then the next one I'll show you how you can do all 5 slots out, or all 5 pages at once, sorry. But it's kind of the same thing. I like this way because it's constant XP. As you can see, he's always getting repairing XP, and 2 to 3 is perfectly fine. It's pretty cheap to set up, and all you have to do is just constantly be clicking stuff. So that's not the best part, but for example, like the walls and the chairs, you could hit them and then you just have repair, right? With these, you constantly have to be doing something, and it's not really like semi-AFKable. This one is for sure not semi-AFKable, but that's basically what all you're going to be doing. And right here I'll show you what sometimes I like to do, especially like if you click fast and have big movement, this one can be towards you. So what you're going to do is pick up all the knuckles, right? And same thing as before, you're just going to click 1 through 9, and then after that you're just going to click through all these. And as you can see, I can hear my corner stopped hitting repair XP, right? I just move over 1 tile and swing again, and you'll be getting XP. And then I move on to keep hitting and dropping, right? So this, oh, I'm not hitting. Which, anyways, that's all you're going to be doing, is just hitting and dropping. And it's kind of, sometimes you can be confusing by which piles are like hit, which ones are not. So doing it this way, you could see that you'll never really mess up which ones are hit, which ones aren't hit, which ones you can repair, which ones you can't. So this way is nice for that, but I mean the 9 slots, if you have a keyboard and mouse, it's really faster. You just hit 1 through 9 on your keyboard and then drop the pile, right? So this is kind of the same thing, but just with all of them at once. And here I'm almost done. You just go through, click each one again. And then I drop them right here, and then I move on to the next pile with this account, and my other account will just move over 1 tile, right? But once you've done a full cycle, or like a full run of this, you then you just grab, here I'll show you in just a second after I drop all these, you'll basically just grab all of those from the left side, and oh, there you go. And then since he repaired all these, right, I just pick up these and I'll hit these, and I'll just drop them closer to the wall. So you're only going to need like a 4 by 3, 4 by 4 area that you're going to want to work in. But that's basically it for this technique. I'll show you a time lapse of me doing it, just probably for like 10-15 minutes. But alright, enjoy. Okay, so there's the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed showing you a couple of ways of how to train, repair, and how to set it all up. Let me know what else you guys want. Peace out.